In other news now, a Metro police officer is in hospital after being shot in KwaMashu. One suspect was also wounded and two others reportedly managed to escape. The motive for the shooting is not known. Let's get the latest now from our reporter Lethiwe Mdluli, who is on the scene for us. Lethiwe, thank you so much for joining us. Details were sketchy at first. Have we got any confirmation of what transpired just a couple of hours ago, reportedly at the offices of an ANC councillor?
Well, Marcel, I did lose your audio there, but the details regarding this incident are still sketchy. We were speaking to the Metro Police, trying to find more information on what exactly transpired here this afternoon. But what I can tell you at the moment, we are at the scene. And when we got here, the police and the investigative team were busy clearing the scene and also conducting those investigations. But what we do understand, I'm just going to ask my colleague to show you exactly where we are and some of the bloodstains that are left behind from what we found here. When we do, what we do understand is that the police, when they came here, they are telling us that 3 men actually entered the local councillor's offices, and shortly after that some commotion ensued inside those offices, and then gunshots were heard. But at the moment there was a police officer that was guarding the local councillor, and that's when the shootout started. The Metro Cop did manage to shoot one of the suspects. As you can see, the suspect was actually lying where you're seeing the blood stains. The police have concluded with clearing the scene. We understand that the 2 other suspects managed to flee, to run away, and we've been told that one of the policemen, the Metro Cop, was injured during the shooting, and currently he is in hospital. The police are also saying that they do not know for now whether this incident is politically motivated. But what I can tell you is that over the past 2 days we have seen some violence erupting in Durban. Just last night, my colleague Tathia was actually covering a story in the Durban CBD where we saw protesting by residents of Umbilo near the eNCA College, where that place was a voting station during voting on Monday. Those residents were very angry that they were unable to vote at that time, and obviously they were protesting outside the voting station on Monday, and also there were some threats. They wanted IEC officials to come to them and explain why they were unable to vote. The reason why they were protesting is that they were telling me that over the registration weekend they did go there to register, but they were told on registration day that they could not register, or rather they could not vote. And so that incident, the protesting, then started on Monday. But last night we saw those residents burning down that voting station at eNCA College and calling for the IEC to do something about the issue of not voting. But tonight we are also seeing a local councillor. We believe that he is an ANC councillor that has been shot, or attempted rather. So those 3 suspects, they did enter the offices, like I said, and the police are saying that the local councillor did have protection at the time, and the Metro Cop obviously did manage to shoot one of the suspects dead.
Lethiwe, do we know at this stage, I mean, following on what you've just told us about sort of the heated atmosphere in that area around this election week, do we know if that was the reason why this councillor actually had protection in the form of this Metro Police officer, or do we know whether there had been a threat on this councillor's life before?
Well, we do know or understand that if a councillor does require protection, they do make an application. And I've been told by some of the people that were here on location, I was actually inquiring about this issue, whether his life was in danger when he made this application to have protection. And they were telling us that if you feel like your life is under threat as a councillor, you do make an application to the police for protection. So at the moment, we do not know whether his life has ever been threatened before, but obviously because the situation has ensured and the police found it, or they did see a need to protect him, probably there has been some threats made on his life, but the police are saying for now that they do not know whether this incident is politically motivated. But of course, KZN has seen a lot of violence over the course of 2 months leading up to the elections. You'd remember that 3 women were also killed in Inanda not so long ago, and that was following an ANC meeting. Shortly after that, more violence erupted. We saw an EFF councillor being shot in Pietermaritzburg, and another ANC councillor also being shot here in Durban. So the violence has been ongoing for some time, but now we're just seeing more violence erupting shortly after the elections. You'd know that the ANC did lose a lot of ground here in the province. Just yesterday, the IEC released those results, and you saw that the province currently has about 18 municipalities that are hung. And so for now, coalition talks are in place, and political parties are gearing to have those coalition talks. But it seems like there will be some violence here experienced in KZN. But we do know that KZN is a very hot province when it comes to political violence and also political killings.
Okay, thank you so much for that update. Our reporter Lethiwe Mdluli live for us there from KwaMashu, where a Metro police officer now finds himself in hospital after being shot in that area while protecting an ANC councillor.